Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to training. You know the deal. Let's quickly cover the 4 weapon safety rules before we start our training so we're safe. The first weapon safety rule is treat every weapon as if it is loaded, even when you know it's not. Second weapon safety rule, never point your weapon at anything you aren't willing to destroy. The third weapon safety rule is keep your finger straight and off the trigger till you're up on target and ready to fire. And the fourth rule is know your target and what lies beyond. All right, now let's go ahead and clear out our pistols to make sure we aren't training with a loaded gun. First, if you have a manual safety, engage your safety, remove your magazine, lock your slide to the rear, conduct a 3-point check of your chamber, magazine well, and slide face. Send your slide home, and now we know that we're working with a completely cleared out pistol and we are safe to dry fire in our home. If for any reason you're unable to ensure your pistol is clear, do not continue training with this video. All right, today's lesson has 3 segments. We're going to start by reviewing point shooting, and then we're going to review trigger control, and then we're going to end the video by doing a grip strength workout. Let's get to work. All right, let's go ahead, jump right into point shooting. Remember, good stance, good grip. As you move around the room, front foot forward towards your target, high firm grip, high middle finger, finger straight off the trigger, thumb out of the way, index finger to the trigger guard, maximum contact, high and forward. Make sure your thumb is where it's supposed to be. We're not working on sight alignment or trigger control right now. Make sure when you confirm your sights, you have good sight alignment. If you have a red dot, then don't worry about it. Let's just jump right into it. We'll start maximizing our time going forward. First couple of videos, it takes a little time to explain everything to you, but then kind of from here on out, I have to teach you more stuff, but teaching the basics takes more time, so it won't take as long for me to get going in future videos, which will be nice so we can train more. All right, remember, you're looking for that light switch. So don't crush yourself trying to get, light switch box. Don't crush yourself trying to nail a light switch. As long as you're generally in this target 10 to 20 feet away, that's going to give you the ability to fall back on those fundamentals, even if you're not as accurate under pressure, because if you can shoot a light box, then this becomes a very doable target under pressure. So remember that light box size target you're going for. And the reason we have a muscle memory day is because just like when you go to the gym, right? If you're maybe you're a CrossFit person, or maybe you are an elliptical person, or you're a runner, or you're a swimmer, or a power lifter, maybe you just like lifting heavy weights. But no matter what you do, nobody goes to the gym one time and they're like, I did deadlifts last week, I don't have to do deadlifts anymore, right? You have to practice these skills on a regular basis, because it's not like riding a bike. Working out is a far better example or analogy. You don't lose the skills quite as quickly. You kind of do though. I mean, even if you train for a month or two, and say you don't train for another month, it's kind of like working out for a month or two and then not working out for a month, right? You lose a lot of that strength, and shooting's very similar. So even if you complete this course, if you don't train for another year, you're going to lose a lot of your skills. So make sure to go back and watch videos at least once a month. It's 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes. I try to make it really, really easy. And then that way you have no excuse not to. And life gets busy. I know that. But if you go 6 months and you can't find 15 minutes to train, come on. All right. So that's what we're doing today. We're instilling muscle memory. But remember that it's not just this course and then you're done, right? That's like working out for a couple months and then saying, oh, I'm good, I'm healthy for the rest of my life. No, you're not. You got to keep eating healthy. You got to keep going to the gym. Go for walks, whatever you want to do. But you can't just do it for 2 months and then be like, I'm good for the rest of my life. Especially when we're talking about performing under pressure, All right, remember, point, then shoot. Make sure you have that good support hand. I'll stop rambling about nonsense. Boom. Remember, stay relaxed, right? Shouldn't be tense. You should be pretty relaxed because you're kind of coming up and then just coming down. You're not really it's just kind of different when you're point shooting. It's kind of naturally relaxing, I think, anyway. Maybe you don't think so. And if you aren't getting this, just slow it down, pause the video, practice it for an extra 5 minutes. This is a really important skill. I don't want to belabor the point, but it really is. You got to know how to point shoot. And you have to feel comfortable. You don't have to be an expert, right? You don't have to be an expert to hit this box, right? You don't have to be an expert, but you should feel comfortable. And if you're not getting it, just take the time, slow it down, and you can just, really slowly, just really try and focus on how your muscles feel as you punch out and then come down. And see, that was a really good rep because I really took my time as I came out, kind of felt my muscles going exactly where I wanted them to. So if you're not getting this right away, slow it down, pause the video, maybe watch it again. All right, let's do it one more time. Just don't keep making the same mistake over and over again. Adjust if you need to. And you'll get better. All right, let's move on to trigger control, and then we'll finish up with our grip workout. All right, now let's jump right into trigger control. Stance, grip, sight alignment, trigger control. If you have iron sights, they should be looking like this. If you have a red dot, focus on your target. Just stick your red dot right there. Remember, if you have sights, iron sights, focus on that front sight tip. Your target should be a little bit blurry. You don't want those sights to move at all. Minimal sight movement. As you're holding the gun, your sights are going to move. So that's the natural movement, and you want it to stay within that little natural movement as you pull the trigger and as the shot breaks. Remember to listen to, really watch your sights. They're telling you what you're doing correct or what you're doing wrong. So don't just pull the trigger. Remember, if you need to let your hands off, you can do that. All right. If you're a beginner too going through this program, I hope you have found it quite useful. One of the things that I remember from going through boot camp in the Marine Corps is we had shooting coaches during qual week when we went to the range to qual with our rifles. It was during the second phase, and the coaches said multiple times that the easiest people to coach were people who've never shot before because they're not coming in with any bad habits or ego or things like that. So there's lots of ways to do things correctly. Just keep your mind open. If you've been shooting for a while and you're taking this course, keep your mind open. There's lots of different ways to do things, and maybe you have some way you like to do something. As long as it's consistent, repeatable, and accurate, then do your thing. Lots of people in the gun community get so upset about that's not the right way to do it. As long as you can do it consistently and accurately, it's a repeatable process. Then you do you, man. But just don't have an ego about it, If someone's idea is better, then it's better. All right. Let's do, real quickly, I want to do something it's called a white wall drill. And all you're going to do is stick your sights at a white wall or just a blank little canvas. It could be, just there's no real target you're aiming at. And all I want you to do is pull the trigger 3 times and just focus completely and 100% on your sights. You're not looking at target. You're not looking at you're looking at sight alignment, but you're not looking at sight alignment with center mass, right? You're not aiming at a target. You're just looking at equal height and equal light. And do that 3 times real quick. And really focus on what your sights are doing. And as you see what your sights just did right there, right? Notice it's called heeling, right? Maybe your sights are going up because as you're pulling the trigger, you're pushing with the heel of your palm right here, or maybe you're squeezing your hands. You're going to have to try and figure this out yourself, but this is where you can do that, where it's totally relaxed, it's quiet, you can really, really focus. You're not going to be able to pick up on these small things at the range. So really try and hone in on what's going on. All right. Let's do this 2 more times. And then we'll do our grip workout and tire out our hand. All right. All right, let's do our grip workout. All right, before we get started, if you just need to like wipe off your hands real quick because they're a little sweaty, just do that. And then just jump right into it. Every time you punch out, you can practice a real quick point aiming as we do this. All right, or point shooting. So boom, acquire your sight, see where you're at, and then hold. Keep pull the trigger, keep squeezing. So every time you come up, you can practice grip, you can practice point shooting, then you can practice a good, smooth, steady trigger pull every time you pop up. Boom. That was a bad point shoot. Smooth, steady trigger pull. Now just squeeze the heck out of your hand. Not squeeze the heck out, but where you're supposed to be. Again, beginners have a tendency to not squeeze as hard as they should. So you're probably a little bit tired by now because we've been doing this for the last 10 minutes, but relax if you need to. And let's go again. And these workouts are just on your own pace, so do what you need to do. Remember to stay loose in the shoulders. If you feel yourself start getting tense in the shoulders, then you're like tensing everything up. Everything should be very relaxed. Your hand is what should be tense. So don't, just because your hand's tense, don't start bringing everything up. Make sure the rest of your grip is good too. High firm grip, high middle finger, high index finger on the trigger guard. Make sure your thumb is where it's supposed to be. I learned this analogy from this guy, Ben Stoeger. He's a pistol shooting champion. The guy's an absolute beast. His name's Ben Stoeger, and he said the reason you want a really good grip is the same reason that a sports car wants really fat tires, because it doesn't matter when you're driving down the road at 30 miles an hour and it's straight. It doesn't matter if you're in a little 1990 car or modern day sports car. When you're trying to take a bend at 90 miles an hour, that's where that contact from really fat tires comes into play, right? All the fundamentals, right? All the ergonomics of that car, like suspension, all the small little details, that's where really everything comes into play. And it's the same thing with pistol shooting, right? You want the good contact with your hands with the gun, but then all the other small little things, they don't really matter when you're going to the range and like you can really take your time, right? Like I could shoot like this, one shot. As long as my fundamentals are good, I hold everything still, I should be able to take one shot like that. But then it's going to go, right, and can't take another one. But it's the same thing with shooting. If you're taking your time, then your fundamentals don't have to be as good and you can still kind of get away with it. But when you're under pressure, it's like trying to take a 2000 Civic around a corner at 60 miles an hour. It's just not going to work out. So, cool little analogy. So be like a modern day sports car, and not like a 2000 beater car. All right, wherever you're at right now, just hold that for as long as you can. We'll hold it together. Hold it, hold it. Hand might be aching a little bit. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. I am shaking. I don't know about you, but good little workout. Hopefully your hand's tired. Today we covered point shooting, trigger control, did a quick little grip workout. So I hope you enjoyed this class. Until next time, stay safe, live free, and I'll see you soon.